Hey, I got all kinds of crazy light going on here. And that's the reason for this whole little video. So what I'm doing in this video is I had a desk lamp that has one of these stupid little clamps that goes on it. And as you can see, it's right here, one of these little articulated armed lamps. And I replaced it with some new clamps that I 3D printed, and also one to hold some paper. So stay tuned and I'll show you what I did. Okay, so before we get too far into this, I want to show you what the actual project is. In case you're not interested, you can move on to bigger and better things. So this is 2 clamps, and I got a dowel rod that runs in through a roll of paper. And you can see here where the lamp just sits down inside that hole, and there's one on both sides, so you can put the lamp on either side or add 2 lamps if you want. And you got your paper here, so if you need to roll it out. Oh look, here's our video objectives. So one, make a new lamp mount, because this one is stupid and it falls off and it was always loose and I hated it. And the other one was to make something to hold my paper, because that paper was always getting lost. And so this was my first design. It's big and it's clunky, but I like it. So I have a nut embedded down there in the 3D print. So this is a 3/8 16 bolt. And so if you're doing, if you want to do this, I have found that a 560 thousandths across the flats hex prints perfectly to snug a 3/8 bolt. And then you can see here where the dowel rod goes in. And this thinner part, that's just to save material. This one has some faults because it's basically just a bigger version of the other one. So stay tuned, I'll show you the next clip how I fixed it. Okay, so I got my second side printed out. And this is what I was talking about the other day. This is my first attempt. And when you tighten this up, this would start spreading. This would bow out, and then this would want to tip off, and it'd want to fall. With this one, there's screws embedded in there. So I can change the thickness of this to match the thickness of my table. And then when I tighten this up against the table, it's going to push against this bolt here and keep that from spreading out and hold it tight. So here you can see my design that I did. This does not have the bolts or the nuts in it. Shown right now. Normally I do, but for some reason I didn't on this one. So you can see this is where the nut goes, so it pushes up against it into the plastic. And this one nut is for the clamp that's pulling down. So you can see they're going in opposite directions. And I'm showing a half view here just so I can see the internal workings. And then you also see the nut, this knob I made also has a hex in it so that the bolt head will fit up inside there and nothing will spin on me. So the previous software was Autodesk Inventor, and then I exported out STL files and then put this into, this is Cura. So here you can see my parts, and I got left and right hand. Just make sure you do that so you don't spend 20 hours printing out 2 left hands. And there's all my parts I need. So then I send those through. I have an Ender 3. I won't show that, but I printed them out. So assembly is very quick and easy. This one just pushes up inside. There's a nut up in there. Set this distance to match my table thickness. And then tighten this up. And it's clamped. And now if I ever change to a different style paper, I can just cut a new dowel rod to the right length And it's all ready to go. Thanks for watching. Hey, so I know there's not a lot of detail, and a lot of you are probably wanting more than what I gave. But, you know, the reality is this is the same process is done over and over again for, you know, any kind of project you can think of. So, you know, first of all, you're like, hey, what's my problem? I got a bad clamp. What's another problem? Oh, yeah, by the way, I keep losing my paper, or it rolls, or it falls off my desk. So now I got two things I can solve. And then it's just a matter of doing a quick sketch, making a model, printing it out, and you're done. And just a little assembly. So, you know, for maybe $5 worth of plastic, and probably $5 worth of bolts, because I had to buy a whole package. You know, this is a quick little project that has a big impact on my workspace. And now I can have a light on either side, or I can add a light if I need to. So I guess I got mad scientist hair going on here. So I guess the whole purpose of this video was just to say, hey, if you got an idea, just go with it. Make it real. It's easy to do. If you don't have the CAD software, you don't have the printer, there are plenty of people that do, or there's schools or other organizations that maker spaces that you can go to and make that happen. So, hey, if you got an idea, just make it work, and think about how to do it, learn how to do all the steps, and build it. So thanks for stopping by.